So we're going for the hat trick this week in Friday Night 9-ball. We've just finished watching Albinario win his second round match with Shibo, and we've just joined this round 3 match between Albinario and Dizzle. So we've got two great players, so we're expecting a high standard in this match. And player 1, who is Albinario, is getting the 8 ball. And we've got a bit of safety going on, but there was a poor error there by Albinario. He didn't get to rail, and he's given Dizzle ball in hand, and that's all he's going to need to win this rack. And that could have went wrong there. He could have tucked himself in behind a 9. So we'll give Dizzle this rack, and while he's tidying up the 9 ball, we'll have another quick look at the bracket. So here we go. The match that we just watched in the other video there between Albinario and Shibo. And the match now is between Albinario and Dizzle. We've got Freeball, who's playing Larry. And Freeball's getting the 8 ball in that match, and he's up by 2 racks to 1 at the moment. And the rest of the first round draw is fairly empty. Not the first round, the third round draw, because a lot of these matches here have just got underway in the second round, and you can see that the one lost side has got a long way to go. So a lot of life left in this tourney so far. It'll be finished long after I've gone to bed. So we're back in the second rack of this match, and Dizzle at the table, leading by 1 rack to 0 on the 2 ball. And that nearly went wrong. Can you see that 3? I think he can just get to it. That's very tight. I think he can just see the potting angle. He might need to put a little bit of swerve on it, and he might be trying to... Let's have a look. Well, is he going to hit the 8 playing it that way? I don't think he's sure. I'm certainly not certain. Well, he could get to it. And he's left it short in the 4, so this cue ball's going to be running around. I don't think it's the best angle to get onto the 6. Yeah, it was never going to finish pretty on the 6 ball, but he still got a shot on it into the middle. The cue ball will just be running through and out for the 7, and he's got that clean. So it looks very likely that Dizzle is going to dash into a 2 racks to 0 lead. And we know that if Dizzle makes any mistake, Albinario is well capable of tidying up anything that's left for him. So in goes the 8 ball, and that will be spotted. That's Albinario's money ball. Sorry. Yeah, I know what I'm thinking about is Dizzle that's breaking. I just realised it's Albinario's money ball, so that means it's gone down and stays down, and Albinario needs to get to the 9. I was thinking it was Albinario that was breaking there. Now, had it been the 9 ball that had gone down there, that would have been respotted. Yeah, that was always going to be slightly an awkward shot there, because he had to dig down just to draw the cue ball out for the 4, and he's pushed the 3 away from the rail. But it's not finished nice for Albinario. He's got a very awkward shot in this 3 ball to try and make it. He can either try and make it into this bottom left hand corner, or just try and cut it into the middle. Very, very thin. And he's played that excellently, as long as the cue ball doesn't keep running. Let's have a look. Now, why is my V button not working? Something's going amiss here. That's strange. I think there's some external forces working in the game here, because I can't get my V button to work to move the camera. Anyway, we'll stop wriggling about and we'll just worry about what's happening. And Albinario isn't getting much of a look in at the moment. Dizzle had him on the ropes there, but Albi just needs to sink the 7 and the 9, and he's off the mark. So the error was made by Dizzle when he had a good chance. That problem with the 3 ball, Albinario rose to the challenge, cut the 3 into the middle and cleared up the rest of the table. So he done well there. I wonder if that's still the same problem I've got here. Yeah, the V button's not working for some reason. Well, what does Albinario try here? Because he's got 2/3 of that 2 ball more or less hidden. And is he going to try and make the angle? Well, it's still a shot left here for Dizzle. This 2 will sneak past the 6 into this bottom right hand corner. Again, not a problem to get onto the 3. Cue ball back across the table. Now, I don't know what the angle's like in that 4, looking at from this end of the table. I don't know whether he can draw back for the 5. No, he couldn't, so he's tried to force it round, and now he's collided with the 8 ball and he's got nothing other than a jump kick shot here, or a kick off the side rail, and either a 2 rail kick or a 1 rail kick or a jump. He's just got to pick out what's going to give him the best chance of hitting it, and it looks like a jump. Well, got the jump but got no luck in the run of the ball, so Albinario, quite certain, will clear these up. Well, I would have thought he would have wanted to have played it better than that, because this is an awkward cut in this 8 ball down the side rail, but he's played it perfect. So Albinario ties the match up at 2 racks all. And he gets a couple of balls in the break. The 1 ball's gone and the 7 ball. And he's got a 2-9 combo sitting there. He's just lining it up, just seeing where he needs to hit that 2 ball to get it dead centre on that 9. Played it well. So very quickly, Albinario's turned the match in the early stages here, and he's back into a 3 racks to 2 lead. And again, he's also got balls in the break. What's going on that time? There's the 1 ball, the 2 ball, the 6 ball, but he's got no shot in the 3. So I think he's really got to look to get a good cover shot here. Well, that's got the 3 covered, but there's not a problem with Dizzle kicking the 3. The only problem is trying to leave this safe. And it might be best if he doesn't hit it too hard, which he's done. And that's not a bad effort. Well, this time Albinario has left it on, but he's left it on straight, so Dizzle's got to force the cue ball here. Well, that's the best he could do. He's kicked the 8 out of the way. He's still left a little cut in the 4 and a little stun across for the 5. And again, at this stage it shouldn't be a problem for Dizzle. Just roll the 7 in, cue ball off the end rail and out for the 8, and leave a nice angle to get down for the 9. Well, he's actually overhit that, and he might want to play this either with a bit of right hand English to check the cue ball off the rail, which he's done, and left himself fairly straightforward shot in the 9. And so Dizzle ties the match up at 3 racks all. And I'll be back in a little second. I'm just going to go and get something else to drink. Right, now I'm back after my little liquid refreshment interlude, and so we've got Albinario at the table. Now, is he looking to play a bank in this too, or play it safe? Doesn't lose the best bank here, two balls tied to that rail. Yeah, he's just trying to tuck it in behind the 7. And he's played that okay. And Dizzle resorts to the old jump escape. And he'll be happy with that. That's went very nice. And I think in turn Albinario would be satisfied with that normally, but if you look at the distance between the 5 and the cue ball, there's no shadow of a doubt Dizzle's going to jump that and expect to get it, and also expect the cue ball to come out for the 3. And he's done exactly what we said. Well, now he's got distance between the cue ball and the 4, so it looks to me the only option is to draw back and avoid that middle pocket. Is he putting top on it? Or, oh no, he is drawing. I thought he was putting top on the cue ball there. And he just drew into that knuckle of that centre pocket there. Now, getting from the 5 to the 6, it's just all about pace, because the 6 doesn't go past the 7, so he needs to go beyond the 6 to get it into the right middle, or if he goes too far he can take it into this bottom right hand corner. So he's sort of in between at the moment. But in goes the 6. And now he's just got to avoid the connection with the 9 ball in that top rail, because the cue ball's heading towards it. Well, he's trying to use the 9 as a stopper in this case, and that's finished not too bad, because he can certainly cut the 8 into the middle, cue ball down to the bottom of the table and back out for the 9. And that's well done. And so Dizzle takes rack number 7 and goes into a 4 racks to 3 lead. Four ball goes into the bottom left, cue ball almost follows it, but he does have a shot in the 1, and if he gets a little bit of draw on it he might leave himself on the 2 as well. He just doesn't want to overhit this, but he's digging down and we know what can happen. Now how's that sitting? That looks okay. Now he's restricted by what he can do here because he's tucked right on that rail, but that is actually pretty good. He's found the space between the 5 and the 9, and now he's got a nice angle in the 3 just to bring the cue ball really up into the middle of the table, heading towards the 9 if he wants, or he can come to the left here and take the 5 into that top left as we look. Let's see what he does. He looks as if he's going for the latter. And again, a simple shot, just roll the 5 in and leave the 6 ball into the bottom right. Now, what's the angle like in the 6? Well, it's slightly off angle. He could draw back, and as long as he avoids the 9, and he's finished okay. I thought he was going to tuck himself up there. So here's the crucial shot. He's sitting straight on the 8 ball, more or less, and it's all about cue ball control. And that's just gone a wee bit too far for comfort, but he should still get it. And in goes the 9, and Dizzle now goes into a 2 racks lead, and he's leading by 5 racks to 3 with the break. And this match, this rack might not be lasting too long because the 9 ball's hanging up over that top left hand corner, and Albinario might look to bank that 1 ball onto it right now. He's looking at the angle. He just needs to be careful he doesn't drop into the middle pocket with the cue ball. And he's missed it, and that's the match over. Well, that's this rack over, sorry. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. So Dizzle just needs to tuck the 1 onto the 9. So that was an all or nothing bank there by Albinario, and he had to hit it. He should have hit it really hard, to be honest with you. That way, at least hope to get the 1 ball away from the 9, not to leave the combo on there for Dizzle. So Albinario, his back's right to the wall. Let's see whether he can find some of that old championship form and dig himself out of it. Well, he won't do it doing that though. And I think no prizes for guessing what's going to happen here. And I think Albinario might be able to just kick that off the end rail. That wasn't the best of shots by Dizzle. He should have had him real tucked up there. And what's made it worse is Albinario's kicked the 2 ball into the middle, and he's got a cut in the 3. But I would reckon his chances of getting this 4 are non-existent unless he really manoeuvres this cue ball, because there is a possibility of getting on the 4, but he can only do that with pace. And he also needs to avoid the 6 and the 9 ball down at this bottom end of the table here. Well, he's went the other way. Lots of left-hand English. That's a beautiful shot. He's kissed the 4, and the cue ball spun off the rail and back up and out for the 4 into the right-hand corner. That was well played. Again, this is just slightly awkward. You don't want shots like this. But in goes the 5, and how is he in the 6? Can he see it? Yes, he can. And Larry's joined us in the room, so presumably Larry's waiting on the winner of this match. Meanwhile, Albinario is fighting for his life in this match, and just needs to roll the 9 in. Oh, sorry, just needed the 8 for the, not the 9. He needed the 8 as his money ball there. I forgot again. So it's now back to 6 racks to 4 in favour of Dizzle. And Albinario, I think, has come up dry again. Not what you want to happen at this stage of the match. And Dizzle will probably bank the 1. Well, he's got that offline. And Albinario, I don't think he can push the 1 onto the 60 pot. He might try and billiard off the 1. Well, that's a well played shot as well, because that was tough to control that, to get that 1 ball out onto the 6 to make the cutting angle on the 6 into the pocket. That was excellent. And Albinario knows he can't miss now. He's got to pot them all. Cue ball needs to keep running. Well, he's got the cut on the 5, and he's also got the angle to make himself enough room to get to that 7 and stay well away from the 8, and he's done that. But again, the angle is a bit too much, so now he's got to manoeuvre the cue ball to get on the 8, and he can either go across to the left and back across and leave the long 8 into the bottom right, or go right around the angles. Yeah, he's controlled the cue ball well. And same again, the cue ball is going to go across the left of the 9. And again, as I forgot, he doesn't need the 9, he only needs the 8 ball. When am I going to remember this? So Albinario sinks about 3 balls in the break there. One of them was the 9. And up comes the 9. The 1 ball, the 5 ball have gone. But unfortunately, all he's got now is a challenging combo on the 2 and the 8 here. And this might be taking a shot too far. This is an all or nothing shot here. If he gets this, he wins the rack and he ties the match up. So he's taking his time. This is a crucial one. And he's missed it, but fortunately the 2's come to rest next to the 8. So Albinario lives again. Well, the 2 ball we know doesn't pass the 3, so it's a safe shot to push the 2 down the rail and just try and bring the cue ball back across. Maybe want to play this with a little bit of right English, try and go over behind that 4, but he looks to be drawing it, and he's overdone it, and it's left the 2 in the open, and Dizzle will be going for the kill now. Again, this isn't sitting really perfect, and this cue ball maybe go around 2 or 3 rails here, and he's got to avoid collisions. And he's found a space, and that's looking good. And again, shouldn't be a problem. Just bringing this cue ball into the heart of the table for the 6. Almost overcut the 4. And now he just needs to drop the 8 in, and he's sitting nice on the, sorry, drop the 7 in, and he's sitting nice on the 8. Remember, the 9 has been respotted, so it's sitting right in the head of the rack there. And again, all about pace. And that's pretty much what's required. Just needs to roll the 9 in. And Dizzle wins the match by 7 racks to 5. And Albinario, he now moves across the 1 loss side. And Dizzle marches on.